Welcome back to the Optimal HRV instructional video series. In this second video, we will discuss why HRV is important. Again, my name is Matt Bennett, co-founder of Optimal HRV. One of the big pieces of research that's been connected with heart rate variability is the connection with a lot of other systems in our body. One of the most exciting pieces of research is the connection between our heart and our brain. A high heart rate variability really shows that our brain is functioning optimally, as well as the rest of our nervous system as well. So as we see drops in score, we also see drops in mental health and cognitive health, which we'll talk about here later on in this video. Obviously, heart rate variability is measuring the heart, which is part of the cardiovascular system. So the higher our heart rate variability, the healthier our heart and cardiovascular system are. Circadian rhythms are another big thing connected with HRV. If our HRV is low, we might have more trouble falling asleep. But also the big thing is sleep is highly connected with a positive HRV score as well. So a good night's sleep is one of the best ways that you can improve your HRV score. Also, our digestive system, our ability to process food and get energy from food. Our immune system, a strong HRV means we're less likely to get maybe a cold or even more serious disease. It keeps us healthy from also things like cancer and other really negative illnesses as well. There's a lot of connection between the heart, the brain, and the breath. We know if we take really quick, really short, really light breaths, that speeds our heart rate up and actually decreases our heart rate variability. Very deep, relaxing, full breaths slow our heart rate down, which again increases heart rate variability. So a lot of really cool research has been done connecting how we breathe with our heart rate variability and overall health. And also our reproductive system as well. So the thing I want you to take away from this is there's very few parts of our biology, our body, that a positive heart rate variability score doesn't capture. So that is the really good thing about heart rate variability. It collapses all this into one very easy metric. The other piece of powerful research I want to look at is heart rate variability and physical health. One of the things, if you looked at the previous slide and how heart rate variability really predicts the health of all these systems in our body, it's powerful, but maybe not as surprising to see that heart rate variability has been correlated to 9 out of 10 leading causes of death in the United States. So some of these might be caused by low heart rate variability, in other words, unhealthy systems in our body for extended periods of time. But also as these diseases take hold, we often see drops in heart rate variability as well. So both short and long-term consequences of low heart rate variability scores. So we got things like heart disease, cancer, lung disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, diabetes, influenza, and kidney disease are all correlated with drops in HRV scores. The other thing that I found really powerful in some research studies is the connection between heart rate variability and intentional self-harm and suicide as well. So a mental as well as physical health component can be seen here. Just a little piece of nerd research. The one of leading cause of death that is not predicted by a drop in heart rate variability are traffic accidents. So besides that, heart rate variability is connected to all these other 9 leading causes of death. The final thing I want to mention in this training is the connection between HRV and mental health. As we talked about in the first training, one of the things that HRV shows us is our ability to recover from or handle stress in our environment, and trauma being the most intense stress that we can experience. So again, what we see as low heart rate variability scores, it means stress and trauma is having a more detrimental impact on the systems in our body. Also, emotional health. We know things like diagnoses for depression, anxiety, folks that are struggling with mental illness. What we'll see is drops in HRV score as well. As we see improvements in mental illness, we actually can measure that with improvements in HRV scores. So really, another really cool piece of research there is the more we improve our HRV, our mental health, emotional health also improves with that as well. Obviously, we talked about how HRV is highly connected to the brain. Not only does that come out in our emotions, but also our intellectual or cognitive ability as well. So high HRV scores means our prefrontal cortex, or the thinking, problem-solving part of our brain, is ready to go. It's ready to take on difficult tasks. The final piece here is social engagement. When we look at social engagement, we see that an HRV, a high HRV score, means that we can more actively engage in conversation. Teamwork improves. We're able to handle social interactions. Lower HRV scores, we might be more frustrated with people, might get in more fights with individuals as well. So as we looked at in this training, HRV really predicts the health of our body and our mind. So in the next training, we will talk about taking your first optimal HRV score. So we'll talk about the app, how to use it, and how to get the most out of it. Again, I'm Matt Bennett. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you in the next video.